Hey everybody, this is Mark Messier with BioRunUp.com. I wanted to make a little video here talking about my market setup. A lot of questions that new traders generally have is how is your computer configured? How is it set up? How many monitors do you have? And a lot of the time when they hear I have 6 monitors, they think, what are you doing with all those monitors? What do you have on them? And I've talked about it before, but I've never really gotten in detail. So I thought it would be a good idea to make this video to help explain what I have and how I use it. So I'll go through in detail all of the components, but they will be listed down below as far as monitor type, stand, my desk, and any other components in here that I think are important. And they all link to Amazon, but you know, you can get them wherever you want. So let me go through and talk about it. First of all, obviously this is a 6 monitor setup. I used to have the 3 monitor setup, which was just the 3 at the bottom. I ended up adding a 4th monitor up here, and then when it was time to get a new computer, an entirely new setup, I decided to take the leap to ridiculousness and go with the 6 monitor setup. And let me tell you now, I would never go back. I'm so used to this, and I don't think any of my screen real estate is wasted that I would highly recommend a 6 monitor setup. For somebody that is in front of their computer, watching the market, watching for news, trading, if this is your job and this is what you do, I definitely think you need it. And I know some people swear by 1 monitor or 2 monitor or whatever, but for me, my personality, for the way my brain works and how quickly the market moves and how important critical pieces of information can come out and how a second can make a difference if you're actively trading, I think you need every piece of information that is important always on the top and always up front. And I feel very strongly about that. So that's how I have this set up. So let me go through it in particular one by one. Basically, again, I have the 6 monitor setup. I have the stand that holds 6. It's one stand that attaches to the desk. That's linked down below as well. And it holds all 6 monitors here. And I'll go through each one and what I use it for and what's on my desk and things like that, just to help people out. Let's start in the very middle. This is just my browsing window. I have it open up to BioRunUp.com. This is where I handle all the emails, you know, where I'm looking at researching stocks, different information. I have the database up, the BioRunUp website. All that is here, and this is what I'm actively, you know, going through. Just basically a browsing window. Some people would prefer to have their trading in the middle or their charts in the middle. This is just what I'm used to, and I'm very proficient at have my eyes circling all around here. So nothing exciting here in the front and center. That's my browsing window. Off to the left, this is Thinkorswim from Ameritrade. I prefer to have 6 charts up at once. I've tried having more, I've tried having less, and with the 24-inch screens, it just seems to be, this is what works for me. In the top left right here, I usually just have a major market indicator like the S&P, maybe the IBB since, you know, we trade biotech specifically, and then usually 5 other tickers that I'm keeping an eye on throughout the day. Maybe news has just come out. Maybe I'm looking to see if the chart's going to break out. You could see they're over different time frames. I think this one here is like on a daily chart. You can see this is the 1 minute. There's some activity here in pre-market going on here. So this is how I have my Thinkorswim set up. And then a ticker watch list, a biotech ticker watch list here on the left. So I'm constantly glancing over at that. And my eyes have kind of been trained over time where if I see a lot of a big move, my eye catches it and I'll glance over at it. Top left here, this is trading account information. I have 3 trading accounts. I've talked about this before with subscribers. I have one at Interactive Brokers because generally they have the best locates for shorting. I have one at Options House, which is this account right here. They have very inexpensive options trading. And allow you to set up spreads and things like that. And then the bottom here at the background, which is just basically the order panel, is my Ameritrade account, my IRA, which is for mostly long-based activity. So you've got long-based, options-based, short-based. This is just how I have it set up. The panel right here in the top, this is kind of like my communications panel. I've got the BioRunUp chat in here. I've got a few instant messages. with some buddies of mine that we share information on. This is a Skype window here, and a few different chats that I can keep up at the same time, so I can monitor what's happening in the market as far as news and what's moving stocks. A lot of times you see a big move on a chart, you don't understand why. You can maybe hop over to and check and see if there's a press release. But most of the time you'll be able to see it. Just everybody's kind of keeping an eye on the same thing. Somebody will know what's going on. Okay, so let's go over here to the top right panel. This is my news panel. You can have, your trade the news, your briefing, your News Edge service, and I have it split up, this one here, into 3 different news searches. This one covers and will pop up instantly when anything that's tagged as healthcare news comes out. This one down below is one that is a list of like 300 biotech tickers that I put in, so it's specifically searching for those things. And the one here in the top right is SEC filings as they come out, specifically for biotech. This is just music for some entertainment during the day. And the panel here this is just some more administrative type of things for BioRunUp trades that I have for the service. Now down below here, I use the TweetDeck desktop application as far as Twitter is concerned. I have multiple columns. I have the standard home, mentions, direct messages, and then I have a couple other columns. I have one that's following a hashtag for the currently for a conference that's going on, a biotech conference, so I can see the news streaming that's coming out of that. And then this one here, I have different tickers. So I have I think I've got like 10 or 15 tickers in there right now. So anytime anybody tweets with, for example, about mankind, MNKD, that'll pop up in here, and I can keep an eye on maybe some of the more active stocks and see what people are saying about them. So this is obviously popping up in real time, and that's what I enjoy greatly about TweetDeck, is it gets that real-time information out, and that's obviously critical in this market where seconds can make a huge difference. Now, not as exciting down here. My microphone, which I'm recording on right now, which I do our BioRunUp webinars and watch lists and videos with. This is just a security camera pointing at my front, outside my front gate. Weather, not so important. My stand-up desk, this is where it's set right now for sitting at 31.8 inches. This thing will stand all the way up to where it's full height, even too high for me, and I'm 6 feet tall. And I've got a link to the stand-up desk or a similar stand-up desk down below. That's also something that I think that's important if you're in front of your computer all day long, is the ability to be able to stand up when you want. You don't want to sit hunched all day long. And so besides just being able to stand up, I have a treadmill under my desk. This is the control panel for the treadmill right here off to the left. It's a special treadmill that's made just for desks because it doesn't have all the railing and equipment. This will tilt up, and then it'll also slide. I could tilt it on its side, or I could put it down flat, and it slides, or it is perfectly underneath my desk. So when the desk is raised, I can just walk on a treadmill. And let me tell you, if the market's busy, you don't even realize that you're walking. I've put in 7 miles in a day and haven't even realized it because my brain is going a mile a minute, and I'm not even thinking about the fact that I'm walking. And sure, it's walking. You're not running on the treadmill, but let me tell you, it's better than sitting all day hunched over. And another thing that I've done in the past is I have one of those balance boards. And when I do the stand-up at the stand-up desk, I stand on the balance board. And it's not one of the ones that you're going to slide out and fall on, but it's enough to just keep your core tightened and your legs constantly moving and balancing. And the key thing is it just prevents you from sitting hunched all day long, because that's really bad for your health. And especially if you're doing this, 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, long-term stuff, you got to start thinking about, your body's health and things like that. So the one last thing on the Dell monitors that I have here, you can see, again, they're linked below, but these are thin bezel on 3 sides. The bottom, where it actually says Dell, if you can see that, is a little bit thicker. So on the top 3 monitors, I flipped them over so that the thinner bezel is all the way around, which just makes it look a little bit better. And that's something that within the video card itself is an easy setting to adjust. So I hope this video helps some people out as far as with their personal setups and what I use. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and I'll talk to you guys soon.